Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Mike and Matt here with Fuel for Success on this beautiful Thursday morning, episode number 27. It's Thursday, and just like every single Thursday, we're going to be talking about business development, entrepreneurship. Love this topic. I'm a little bit casual today because I'm in full execute mode as an entrepreneur today. So, um,
So
I
you're
got the
like
hat on
in you're
backwards,
in
ready
playoff
to roll.
mode right now, is what you're saying.
Right on. That's exactly right.
Means you're not playing today.
Not
It's
playing.
when the hat goes on backwards, that's when you know it's business time.
That's right. Look out. So, how are you doing?
Couldn't be any happier, my friend, truly. I'm living a life of true joy, enjoying life, having the time of my life, and looking forward to today's show. And can't wait to discuss entrepreneurship and business. This is probably one of our favorite shows because we're true entrepreneurs at heart. So I'm looking forward to it, my friend. Good to see all of our faithful
I am as
supporters
well.
out here, all those that watch live and those that watch, we have people that watch later on in the night, throughout the day, the next day, and literally people watching from all over the world. So we say hello to everybody in China. We say everybody to Africa. Hello to everybody in Brazil, Canada, California, Mississippi, Texas. I dare not start naming every name.
That's right. I second that, Kelly. I like his shirt too. I couldn't get away with a shirt like that probably, so I'm just sporting the dull gray. Yeah, nice shirt, Matt. I love it.
Thank you, my friend. I pulled it out of retirement today just for you. And I am
Awesome.
supporting the stainless steel
Hey,
straw today. You haven't lived until you've used a stainless steel straw.
where does a person get a stainless steel
It
straw?
was given to me as a gift, and it ranks high as one of my favorite gifts because I love stainless steel everything. And Oprah used stainless steel straws, and I thought, I want one of those, and I have four of them. So back off.
Hey, you can have your stainless steel straw.
I
I'm
should
okay
have
with it.
given you one when you were
We actually,
here.
yeah. Where's the love?
I know. I need to give more.
Right. Yeah. Where's your giving spirit? Come on, Mission 25 guy.
I don't know, but did you write 27 in Christmas colors up there?
Well, it's actually blue and red, and Carol did that last night for me.
Wow.
She said, "Now you're all set."
You go,
It's sort of
Carol. Tell her you
Dr.
go.
Seussian.
Yeah, that's next
Yeah.
level. I'm appreciative. Dude, I believe in whiteboards and I believe in legal pads. With all the technology that we have, most multimillionaires still use legal pads and whiteboards, my friend. So, major props to the whiteboard. I may have shirt,
Yeah. I
but you
actually
have whiteboard, my friend, and I'd rather have whiteboard all day.
I was recently about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Was at a business meeting at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and we were in the Entrepreneurs Development Center. Just we happened to be able to use the room, and the walls were literally whiteboards, wall to wall, floor to ceiling. It was all whiteboards. I just about had a fit. It was awesome. I'm like, somebody give me a whiteboard pen.
Yeah, actually, you know what? In my future home, I want a room that all four walls are whiteboard, that you can just write
Yeah,
ideas and, actions and drawings and everything like that. That would be like the dream for me, my friend.
that would be awesome. I not so much in this office because of the situation in the windows and so forth, but in my old office in the last house I lived in, when I would run out of whiteboard, right next to my desk was a big picture window, and I would just start writing on the glass. And so whiteboard markers work great on windows or sliding glass doors as well. My wife hated it, but it gave me extra outlet for my creative energy.
Absolutely. I gotta pray I get a big enough home that my future wife won't care about a wasted room. Because I so will have like a war room, my friend. I'll like get in there, and as soon
Wasted.
as I flip the light on, I'll go into a whole new zone. and I'll get in there and I'll just execute and just get it done, and then slam the door, walk out. Let's live it. Let's go.
You
Anyway,
know what
so
else would be great would be like a big glass wall in the middle that you can write on both sides. That would be cool.
let's make that happen, Mike. I'd like to see that within the next.
We're gonna have to do that. 6 months. I also, by the way, I use Post-it notes all the time. Do you use Post-it notes, Matt?
I'm too OCD to use Post-it notes. I just don't like them everywhere. You know what I mean? That's not my flow. So I have Post-it notes. I use them on occasion, let's say. Okay?
I can respect that. I can respect that.
I appreciate that. Well, what do we have on the agenda for today, my friend? Oh,
Hey,
by the way, cool.
Got a
Vine
bunch of
yesterday.
leftover.
Cool Vine yesterday.
Did you like that?
Yes. Impressed. You and I are vining it up. Did you see my 2 vines this morning?
I've seen your vines yet this morning. No, I'll have to look.
No,
I'm such a slacker.
That really highly impacts our friendship. It's been on Vine for 3 hours, and you haven't seen it yet? Did you get all my Snapchats this morning?
having
Because
a
I didn't get a
little
Snapchat back from you. I got one back from Carol.
Well, I was actually involved in that Snapchat, so I figured that sort of covered my bases.
You were, and it was hysterical. Thanks for your family singing "You Are My Sunshine" this morning. I sang "If You're Happy and You
That
Know
was
It."
great.
Did that get? That's
He
why
did.
you're in such a get it
Did.
done mode. I started your day with the song "If You're Happy and You Know It" on Snapchat.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm here for you.
We were good.
What do we got today, my friend? Let's execute. Speaking of execution, let's execute on the show, can we?
Yeah, we're 7 minutes in. We should probably answer a question.
Let's do it.
Hey, we've got tons of leftover questions, and of course, as always, if you're on the show live, go ahead and type in the chat box over there and ask your questions, or down below, click on question, and it'll submit it to the queue, and we can pop them up there and ask them. But the first question I've got in my queue here is, and this is a great question. In this country that we live in, this great country full of opportunity, and especially today in the internet economy and with the availability of accessing people through social media, and just, I mean, there's so many opportunities today that it's mind-blowing. With all those opportunities, why do you think it is that more people still don't go into business for themselves?
It is mind-blowing, Mike, with the opportunity that we have, with technology at our fingertips, with social media and the internet. This is the perfect opportunity to be in business for yourself. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons, and I'm going to give one that a lot of people probably don't think about. As we've already talked about in some of our entrepreneurship shows, the value of having cash, the value of being willing to work at 4 o'clock in the morning until midnight that night, skipping dinner if you have to, you know what I'm saying, sleeping on the floor, selling your furniture. Obviously there is an element of being willing to pay any price that you have to pay. In fact, let me throw this in there before I get into some of the reasons why I think that most people don't go into business for themselves. I was listening to something actually yesterday, and it was actually by Brian Tracy, who had interviewed a self-made billionaire. And he said, what was the secret to your success? And he said, two things, and two things only. You have to determine exactly what you want. Now, Mike, I would venture to say that probably 95% of the people living on this planet have never settled that question of what is it that they truly want. I think that that is absolutely the first thing that must happen in your life. What do you really want? What kind of life do you want to live? The Bible says without a vision, the people perish. One of the reasons why so many people are not living a vibrant life and having high level success is because they don't have a clear vision. And they really don't know exactly what they want out of life and what they want to do with their 24 hours. I know, Mike, I have a crystal clear picture of what I want to do with my 24 hours each day. I want to know what I want to do until I'm 95. Or I already know what I want to do until I'm 95. I know I have the most crystal clear picture in my mind. It's written out. But the second part is the key part. He said that after you determine exactly what you want, you must be willing to pay whatever price necessary to obtain it. Now, there's where that's what separates those that go into business for themselves and those that don't, is because there is a price that has to be paid, and there is a whatever it takes mentality that you have to live with. Literally, when you go into business, there will be failures, most likely repossessions and bankruptcies and foreclosures and going broke and living without and selling, literally selling things. I mean, it's a marathon. It's a long road up, building a business that is successful. We talked already about people cashing in early, right, Mike? But here's the bottom line. If you know what you want and you're truly willing to pay whatever price you have to pay, literally, there is no other option. I am willing to do whatever it takes. When you get there, Mike, I truly believe anybody living on this planet, whether they're homeless in the Philippines, whether they are homeless in America, whether your parents were dirt poor, whether you've had a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, whether you're broke, whether you're currently working at Arby's, I truly believe when you settle in your mind what you want, and then you determine the price you're going to have to pay, and then you say, I'm willing to pay this price. I am willing to pay this price. I truly believe, even at rock bottom, Mike, no education, GED, high school dropout, college, it doesn't matter. Son of a celebrity or a multimillionaire, it doesn't matter. You can succeed in business. Now, obviously, Mike, there are true business principles that people have to execute on. Most people have a dream,
Right.
but they don't have sweat. They don't have execution. An idea is worthless without action. At the end of the day, Mike, it all boils down to execution on that vision, on that dream, on those desires. If you never execute on it, you're never going to get it. Another reason why I honestly believe a lot of people don't go into business for themselves, Mike, is because of their spouse. I really want to hit on this for a minute because I've been thinking about it a lot over the last few days. There's a saying, and it's true: those closest to you determine the level of your success. So I would say to anybody that's watching, this has got to be one that you and your husband or your wife sits down and watches together, because I have some things I want to say that I believe can help both sides, the entrepreneur and the husband or the wife of an entrepreneur. A lot of people, Mike, to be honest with you and very transparent, a lot of people can only grow to the level of those that are closest to them. So if your husband is an entrepreneur, you need to be growing with him. You need to be reading books with him and attending seminars with him and expanding your mind so you can flow with the vision. You don't necessarily have to have his same work ethic or same drive. There's many times you may have to say goodnight while the lamp is still on and he's just working away, or he has to get up early or work late, And a lot of that is, Mike, if you have a wife or a husband, both sides, that doesn't understand true entrepreneurship and true business and the path of what it takes to be successful, it's going to drag you down, it's going to slow you down, and it's going to sabotage your ability to start and sustain a successful business. That's why I believe a lot of people that are highly successful in business maybe have a divorce, or maybe have a very rocky, troubled marriage. And again, it's not this is something that I really could talk a whole episode about. Give some good principles that will help both sides, because there's things that an entrepreneur should and must do to help the wife or the husband, even if they don't have your same drive or same work ethic. You know what I'm saying, Mike? One of the reasons, though, my friend, most people are not more successful is because of their spouse. A woman will literally make or break a man. You go read Proverbs 31 and tell me what the power of a woman in a man's life. So if you are a wife and your husband is a business owner, you are the number one secret to his success. So you have got to accept that you have married a man of passion, of vision, of dreams, of world-changing vision, and you're going to have to be willing to grow with that. Otherwise, you're going to kill his dreams and his vision, and that won't be good. And at the end of the day, my friends, make sure that you surround yourself with big thinkers and visionaries. Mike, last night, literally, I know both of us worked really hard. At like 12:30 at night last night, we're on the phone and we're executing on one of our training processes. That really is good, right?
Right.
But neither one of us are satisfied with good. We're trying to take it up a level and even make it more of a wow experience. And literally for like an hour, we just crafted on it and beat on it and talked about it and brainstormed it. Well, thankfully, you have a very understanding wife. Thankfully, look what she drew on the board for us
Right.
today. A lot of wives may not be understanding of that, but you on the flip side are a good husband that even though you do bang out about 12 to 16-hour days, you still spend quality time with your family. I see a lot of businessmen that actually neglect their family and they neglect their spouse, and that makes it hard for their spouse to follow their vision. You've got to make your family feel number one, even above your business. There's no shortcuts, Mike. Living a balanced life is not easy. That's why more people are not balanced. That's why I say balance is a myth. It's not easy to balance your dreams, your to-do list, the needs of your children and your spouse, your health, your spiritual life. That's why we do this show, Mike, to try to add value to people's life in every area of their life.
I couldn't agree more with that. And the balance is definitely a very difficult thing. I think one of the keys to accomplishing balance is to have a bit of a distance vision. If you're very focused on short term, it's hard to balance. It's like driving down the road. If you're looking at the road 20 feet in front of you, you're going to be overcorrecting all the time. And if you're looking a quarter mile down the road, then you're going to drive steady and straight. And if we're trying, I'll give you an example. Last night, the example you gave, I was literally chilling in bed with my wife. Right, we were hanging out, reading, talking when you called, and 20 minutes later, I'm sitting at my desk in my office again. Right, but it was something that had to be done, and so if you're, um, priorities are important, but at the same time, even though something is a higher priority than something else, occasionally because of urgency, you supersede the priority, and it's important not to get too short-sighted. I think that's really my point.
Yeah. And you know what
So,
else, Mike?
uh,
That is a powerful example that you gave. And by the way, I appreciate you getting up and doing that. And Mike, at the end of the day, we can't be needy people and be successful. Let me say that one more time. Codependency is killing our businesses, our relationships, our ministries. We've got to learn how to have a bit of independence and a bit of understanding of the bigger picture. I know that's a little hard pill to swallow, but it's true that you can't be needy and be successful. You've got to have a flow. You got to be understanding. But you go walk into anybody's life, whether they're an actor, whether they are a sports Olympic athlete, whether they are a newscaster, whether they're a pilot. Look, anybody above average has a complicated life. That's just all there is to it. So stop sucking your thumb and stop whining about it and stop complaining all the time and just realize this is part of the path of success. And that's why, Mike, to open the question, that's why there's so much mediocre. That's why there's so much average, because most people are not willing to do that.
that's good, and I totally agree with that. So let's you're right. We could actually do an entire episode on balance, and it also relates to relationships even outside of. I mean, we focus quite a bit on like a spousal relationship, but also, I mean, relationships with my kids and people around me. You know, it's important to be able to have that balance in those relationships, and still have that drive and that passion to succeed. And this, you know, these are principles. We're kind of talking about entrepreneurship and business, but these principles apply to all kinds of things, ministry, you know, other things that we might be involved in. If we, even if we're not an entrepreneur, maybe we just have and maybe we have a regular job that we go to every day. You know, there's still an element of balance that we have to find in our life.
That's good. That's very good. You're right. And that's why you also, again, Mike, I'm going to say a quote. You ready? And I might have said it before, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say it again. Some can walk with you that can't run with you, and some can run with you that can't fly with you. Only a very few can fly with you. And that's why throughout your journey, you better grow with your friends or they will leave you in your trail. It's not that they're arrogant, it's not that they're better than you. It's just that those closest to you determine your success. So you have got to be, Mike, my number one passion is personal growth. I will make more investment in growing me than anything else. I've literally invested, well to say, easy to say, maybe close to $50 to $100,000 in personal growth over the last 15 years, and it has paid off. I'm scared of people that don't read. I'm scared of people that don't watch seminars, that don't grow, that don't pick people's brain, that don't ask questions, that don't try to better their life. I'm nervous of those kind of people in my inner circle. I'm nervous of anybody in my inner circle that doesn't have a passion to grow, because they'll slow you down, Mike. They will slow you down. They will drain your energy and sabotage your success.
Yeah, I think it's important to, you know, to curate the relationships in your life as well, and make sure that you don't have, you know, as much as possible, minimize those energy draining, um, you know,
People.
people in your life and relationships. Yeah, for sure. I was actually trying to look up, when we'd been talking about this, especially the spousal relationships during like with a business entrepreneurship sort of a scenario. I just noticed yesterday John Acuff's wife wrote a book called Being Married to a Dreamer, or something like that.
Ooh,
Jen Acuff, Jennifer Acuff.
never heard of
And I haven't read it yet. I was actually I was going to ask if anybody had read it, or could recommend it, that's on the show. But I'll probably get a copy of it, and we'll let you know. Unless anybody on here read that? I think it might be a brand new. She might have just released
Well,
it.
I'm about to read
So
it. I can assure you that.
yeah, me as well. So that's interesting stuff for sure. Um, yeah, sometimes you have to walk alone. Good stuff in
Well,
the again in the
that is the
chat.
key, Mike. I mean, being in business for yourself, like I said before, it's not about cruises and yachts and country clubs and eating steaks every night. Sometimes it's a lonely road. Sometimes you live broke, right? You don't cash in. You keep reinvesting in the business and reinvesting in you. And, it's just one of those things, my friend, where a lot of people aren't willing to take that path of loneliness. When a lot of your friends are out just hanging out, and even though you'd love to go, you can't because you've got priorities to execute on. I know last night I wanted to just relax, but I couldn't relax last night because I had goals I had to hit. And it literally took me till 1 o'clock in the morning to do it. But I did it.
um, Absolutely. You know, and like the example I gave, even last night, I had to get out of bed, and you know,
Got to do it.
exactly right. You know, it's work. It's work. You know, it doesn't come easy. And I think that's, you know, the initial question was, why do you think some people don't go into business? I think fear has a big impact on that. And sometimes, you know, was it Benjamin Franklin that said, I don't remember, somebody, great quote that says, a lot of people miss opportunity because it shows up in overalls dressed like work.
Nice.
And so, you know, the only way to maximize an opportunity is to put the effort in. Things don't, you know, is it Dave Ramsey that says he became an overnight success after 30 years of work,
I
right?
know. I'm just, man, I'm ready for a little piece of the pie, though, aren't you?
Would be nice. I'd like to shorten that time frame a little less than 30 years. Thank you so much. Um, Hey, Jeff Sandiford asked a question a couple weeks ago, and we kind of touched on this a little bit. But he asked, how do you find your passion? You'd mentioned, finding the thing that really, what is it that you want to do? How do you how do you like find your passion and then build a business around that?
You ready
What is
for
your
this?
advice for Jeff?
Here's how you find
Yeah,
your passion. This is the answer right here. You'll never need to ask it again. I am about to give all of you right now the secret to finding your passion. You ready for this? You get alone.
I'm ready.
You get alone, my friends, and you sit down and you write at the top of a paper, what is my passion? And you literally start answering that question without thinking about it, without justifying it, without worrying about, will Uncle Billy like this? Or will this make my mom think less of me? See, the problem with people not following their passion, Mike, is they feel like they got to get permission from everybody to do what they love. That was one of the biggest things that I fought. You hear me? Probably one of the number one things that held me back for about 5 years is I was crippled by a fear of what people would think of me. I was crippled. I was literally held back by need. I wonder if people will approve of this. I wonder if people will like this. I wonder if, even your own mentors, even family members, people like close friends. See, Mike, the bottom line is it's your passion. So I might not understand your passion, and you got to be willing to accept that most people will either laugh at it, think you're absolutely out of your mind, think that you've lost it, not understand, right? I mean, think about it, Mike. What we go through behind the scenes sometimes, most people couldn't handle, and just being transparent. But I'm telling you right now, I had to have that breakthrough to say I literally don't care who likes it or agrees with it. I know what I'm called to do. I know why God put me on this planet. I know what my purpose is. Period. End of discussion. You give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Neither of them matter. I'm going for it. So how you find it is you pull it out of yourself and you give yourself permission to admit this is my passion. To admit I love this. I want to do this the rest of my life. My one short life. That, Mike, our one short life, people are gonna go to your funeral. You hear me? I want you to think about this. People are going to your funeral, my friends. They're gonna cry, they're gonna tell cute stories about you, they're gonna read an obituary, they're gonna maybe show a few slides. Hear me? Maybe about 30 minutes of your life summed up in a 30-minute celebration. And all of those people, when that funeral is over, my friend, are gonna go eat and laugh and tell jokes. Literally, like 30 minutes or so after we just cried about you, we're going to be eating fried chicken and rolls and drinking tea and laughing. Hey, good to see you, Joe. What's going on? You live once, one time. So stop worrying about all these people that you're trying to please, because they're going to be laughing 30 minutes after you die. So don't waste your whole life trying to please people that are going to be eating fried chicken 30 minutes after you die, my friends. Over. You hear me?
Wow. That's uplifting.
It's uplifting. It's straight up reality, and that's what I think about. That's what
I know.
my brain thinks about when I'm driving down the road. I think about my funeral a lot. I get sometimes frustrated at people eating fried chicken 30 minutes after I die, thinking, are they really going to go into a room and stand in line and joke and laugh and eat fried chicken 30 minutes after I die?
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
speaking
Joe
of 30,
Gillette
we're
just
at about 30 seconds.
Joe Gillette. Joe, if you do that, my friend, promise me you will. Promise me, even promise me that somehow you'll get on the committee to make sure there's good food served at my funeral and maybe a juicing table set up with people juicing in my honor. That, you know what? Put that in, okay? Caleb, if you're watching, help Joe, Mike, whoever is involved, and make sure we do some juicing. I'm all about it. Joe, you made my day, my friend.
Yeah, it's good. We're about out of time here, Matt. I appreciate all your time and insight and excellent stuff here today. I'm going to actually look up that book and I'll post it on the link of the archive here, or maybe I'll put the link up tomorrow. So, any final words?
My final words are, guys, let's do it. Let's really do it. Let's just wake up, let go of the past. Not even God, as big as He is, can fix the past. Let it go. Quit giving away your energy on things you can't change. Start living your life, man. Flat, live it up. Do it. Quit fearing failure and fearing risk. And we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock, fuelforsuccess.tv. We'll be hitting up on family and relationships tomorrow. We love you guys. For those that are watching on the archive, thank you for tuning in. Those that are live today, enjoyed all the chats here. Mike, good seeing you, my friend. I'll be calling you in less than 2 minutes.
Sounds good. God bless everyone.